Welcome to Season 19 of MSAgent Hunger Games. This is the first ever season to be uploaded this month. The heroes are Jimmy Neutron and Carl Weezer, ITV1 and ITV, Cosmo and Wanda, Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2, Teletoon and YTV, PM Green and Oscar, Ronald Ramirez and Teru Otoko, Carlton Cinema and Carlton Select, Anato, Chaz and Nick and Golio VI and Pill. The villains are Sonic X and Classic Robotnik, Nelson Monks and Sideshow Bob, and Mr. Fathead and Mrs. Fathead. Let's get started in the reaping as always.
Kara and IV1 fight for a bag. Kara gives up and retreats. Ronald runs away from the cornucopia. Cosmo, Carlton Select, Sonic.Eggs, and Teletoon share everything they gathered before running. Mrs. Fathead runs away from the cornucopia. Wanda, IV, and PM Green get into a fight. IV triumphantly kills them both. Oh no! Wanda and PM Green are gone.
Jimmy, IV, Nintendo Switch, Sideshow Bob and Nintendo Switch to run away from the cornucopia. Classic Robotnik grabs a shovel. Oscar retrieves a trident from inside the cornucopia. Nelson grabs a backpack, not realizing it is empty. Golly sixth and Pile snatch a bottle of alcohol and a rag. Carl takes a handful of throwing knives. Mr. Fathead takes a handful of throwing knives. Carlton Cinema grabs a jar of fishing bait, while Echo, Kez and Nick gets fishing gear.
Ronald practices his archery. Carlton Cinema chases Mr. Fathead. Cosmo decapitates Golio VI and Pill with a sword. Well, there goes the World Cup mascot. But this month's qualifiers are over. Sideshow Bob steals from Carl while he isn't looking. Carlton Select searches for a water source. Nelson questions his sanity. IV picks flowers. Classic Robotnik searches for a water source. Otto, Chaz and Nick practice their archery. Teletoon questions his sanity. Nintendo Switch collects fruit from a tree. Sonic X diverts YTV's attention and runs away. ITV1 chases Mrs. Fathead. Jimmy constructs a shack. Teru hunts for other tributes. Nintendo Switch 2 injures himself. Oscar tries to sleep through the entire day.
Monkey Mutts fill the arena. Ronald survives. Teletoon uses Mr. Fathead as a shield from the Monkey Mutts. That's one down, 5 to go. Nintendo Switch 2 survives. Nintendo Switch injures Mrs. Fathead and leaves her for the Monkey Mutts. Nice. Both of the Fatheads are gone. Oscar and Sideshow Bob survive. While running, ITV1 falls over and grabs it. On the way down, the Monkey Mutts kill him. Oh no! Those ITV channels are gone!
Cosmo survives. While running, YTV falls over and grabs Teru. On the way down, the Monkey Mutts kill him. Well, there goes both YTV and Teru. Carl dies from internal bleeding caused by a monkey mutt. Oh no! Not Carl! Anyone but Carl! I hope Jimmy still makes it to the end. Carlton Cinema survives. Otto, Chaz and Nick die from internal bleeding caused by a monkey mutt. I guess the World Cup mascots are unlucky in my simulator shows. Except for Zabuhaka, who won the fan favorite of Season 19 of my Friends series. Sonic X, Nelson, Jimmy, Carlton Select and Classic Robotnik survive. 11 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Alright, so Wanda, PM Green, Golio VI and Pill, Mr. Fathead, Mrs. Fathead, ITV1, IV, YTV, Teru, Carl and Otto, Chaz and Nick are all killed today.
Cosmo and Classic Robotnik talk about the tributes still alive. Jimmy convinces Ronald to snuggle with him. Oscar thinks about winning. Nintendo Switch 2 receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Sideshow Bob and Nelson run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Sonic X passes out from exhaustion. Carlton Cinema starts a fire. Nintendo Switch tends to his wounds. Carlton Select climbs a tree to rest. Teletoon receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor.
Nintendo Switch and Sonic X work together for the day. Nintendo Switch 2 receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Carlton Select discovers a river. Cosmo chases Ronald. Carlton Cinema receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Classic Robotnik, Jimmy, Nelson, Sideshow Bob, and Oscar hunt for other tributes. Teletoon discovers a cave. No cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Really? Why? I don't like how no one was killed even when 10 plus contestants remain. Oh well.
Jimmy receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Carlton Select receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Sonic X, Teletoon, and Classic Robotnik successfully ambush and kill Oscar, Nelson, and Nintendo Switch 2. That's free to go. But also, Oscar and Nintendo Switch 2 are gone too. Nintendo Switch thinks about home. Cosmo shoots an arrow into Ronald's head. Well crap, both of Leopold's other friends are gone.
Sideshow Bob passes out from exhaustion. Carlton Cinema cannot handle the circumstances and commits suicide. Well crap again, the Carlton channel is gone. The cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs from the tributes' families. Carlton Select and Sideshow Bob decide not to go to the feast. Teletoon stabs Jimmy with a tree branch. Oh no! Jimmy! No! Sonic X shoots a poisonous blow dart into Cosmo's neck, slowly killing him. No! Cosmo.
Well, this means that all Nickelodeon characters in this season are all gone. Classic Robotnik decides not to go to the feast. Nintendo Switch sobs while gripping a photo of his friends and family. Maybe from a picture of the NES, GameCube, and others.
Classic Robotnik discovers a river. Teletoon discovers a cave. Carlton Select is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Sideshow Bob makes a slingshot. Nintendo Switch and Sonic X split up to search for resources. 7 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Oscar, Nelson, Nintendo Switch 2, Ronald, Carlton Cinema, Jimmy and Cosmo are killed today. The bad thing is that 3 villains and 3 heroes remain. I don't want to see villains make it to the end. Carlton Select tries to sing himself to sleep. Sideshow Bob convinces Classic Robotnik to snuggle with him. Teletoon is awoken by nightmares. Nintendo Switch bleeds out due to untreated injuries. No! Nintendo Switch is gone! Now 2 heroes remain! Sonic X loses sight of where he is. Classic Robotnik and Sideshow Bob split up to search for resources. Teletoon and Sonic X work together for the day. Carlton Select travels to higher ground. 1 cannon shot can be heard in the distance. Alright, Nintendo Switch is the only one killed today. Classic Robotnik, Sideshow Bob, Carlton Select, Sonic X, and Teletoon sleep in shifts. Sonic X attacks Classic Robotnik, but he manages to escape. Teletoon searches for firewood. Carlton Select kills Sideshow Bob with a hatchet. That's 4 down. 2 to go. Now 2 heroes and 2 villains remain. But I do not want 2 villains to make it to the end, or even 1 villain.
1 cannon shot can be heard in the distance. Sideshow Bob only got killed today.
Classic Robotnik receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Teletoon and Sonic.exe sleep in shifts. Carlton Select is awoken by nightmares. Carlton Select makes a slingshot. Classic Robotnik shoots an arrow at Sonic.exe, but misses and kills Teletoon instead. Really? Teletoon got killed instead of Sonic.exe? If Carlton Select dies next, I will be mad very very big time.
Wolfnuts are let loose in the arena. Sonic X pushes Classic Robotnik into a pack of Wolfnuts. Yes, Classic Robotnik is gone instead of Carlton Select. Carlton Select survives. But if Carlton Select dies next, like I said before, I will be very angry.
2 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Alright, Teletoon and Classic Robotnik are killed today. Okay, if Carlton Select gets killed instead of Sonic.exe, rage time.
Carlton Select's trap kills Sonic.exe. Yeeees. Sonic.exe didn't win. This means that Carlton Select is the winner of Season 19. Congratulations. Even though no one knows about this channel.
Here are the placements. Wanda is in 24th place, TM Green in 23rd place, Golio V. Iron Pill in 22nd place, Mr. Fathead in 21st place, Mrs. Fathead in 20th place, ITV1 in 19th place, Ipv in 18th place, YTV in 17th place, Cheru Otoko in 16th place, Carl Weezer in 15th place, Otto, Chaz and Nick in 14th place, Oscar in 13th place, Nelson Muntz in 12th place, Nintendo Switch 2 in 11th place, Ronald Ramirez in 10th place, Carlton Cinema in 9th place, Jimmy Neutron in 8th place, Cosmo in 7th place, Nintendo Switch in 6th place, Sideshow Bob in 5th place, Teletoon in 4th place, Classic Robotnik in 3rd place, Sonic X in 2nd place, and Carlton Select is the winner of Season 19. See you in both the 3rd Halloween and Christmas specials of this series. This makes this show the second of my simulator shows to reach 3 Christmas specials, and the first to reach 3 Halloween specials. Goodbye, see you next Halloween.